So going into this race, I wasn't feeling that confident. I felt like Ward was going to be really tough to beat. I thought I could handle Rick. Johnny's knee was hurt. Wasn't even sure if he was going to race.
They heard it in practice.
But, so these are heats and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I came walking down the tunnel to walk the track. Back then it wasn't track walk, you walk when you want. Oh.
Comment on the styles. Like, look at these riding styles.
Everybody's landing everything on the rear wheel.
Yeah.
Well, part of the riding style.
Comment on the styles. Like, look at these riding styles.
Everybody's landing everything on the rear wheel.
Yeah.
Well, part of the riding style was I was going to tell you about walking the track. I had never seen a track built this awkward because they had off-road cars and they had quads at the same time that went in and around it and backwards. So you see hay bales strewed all about because they were just all sideways and just tearing the place apart. So when we went out there, things weren't kind of organized. There were no lines or anything. It was like we were hitting something for the first time. So it was an awkward deal. And the spacing of that whoop section, you don't do a double and immediately land in your in whoops and then go directly from whoops to a plateau. So that was the first track I'd seen that was that technical. We were complaining that the tracks weren't technical enough, so they went, okay, here.
That's a lot better.
That's way better quality.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, this track looks bizarre. So this wasn't indicative of like a track in '85.
No.
This just looks like a mess of dirt.
It was. It wasn't anything great.
How did that happen back in the day, Dave? Like, I know we've got dirt works now. Was it the same group every week building them, or different guys every week?
I think Pace had their people, and then Mickey Thompson and Goodwin, and they had their people.
Everybody, look at
And then Daytona, that's Russ Wageman on the inside. His sister was our waitress at Country Folks in Simi Valley every morning. And she was friends with Don Perdone. His son races now. He's pretty good. Oh.
I mean,
So those whoops they built with a backhoe. See that? So they piled a dirt pad and they backhoed it out. Can you imagine trying to ride through? It was impossible in practice. Guys would hit the front wheel, go in, and they just go over the bars. Same with those. So people had to take their shoe flaggers and people just stand. We had to fix the track ourselves so it's rideable.
there's just no rhythm here.
No. So I was good at that because I didn't ride on tracks. I didn't get to ride trails. I had to ride up this and down that. And, hey, let's see if you can turn inside of that tree. So from walking this track with Lunas, he's like, dude, track's gnarly. You're gonna love the triple. And I just looked at my dad thinking, well, if Rick's saying it's gnarly, it's probably gonna be gnarly. So we were walking it, we get on the start, down the first straightaway, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it's all pretty easy, and we make it right, and there's 3 jumps, and then I'm like, still going and thinking, where the heck's the triple he's talking about? I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, not those 3 jumps. That's impossible. Those are too far apart, and the takeoff's not steep enough. And you land right into the turn. So I didn't think anyone could jump it. I wasn't really into it. So in this heat, we're on the starting line watching to see if anyone's going to do it, and no one had done it yet. That's Mike Healy in second. He was riding pretty good. Later that year,
These are the triples right here.
yeah, I didn't think that was a triple. Like, it's too far. So Healy got into a battle with me a few weeks after this. Wasn't afraid to run it in, and almost took me out of the main, or kept me from the main event, and I wasn't too thrilled. And he came over after all pumped. They crashed into each other right here.
I think the actual best race of the night was the first heat.
Yeah. So that kicked off the night, which was sold out.
Whoa!
Yeah. The crowd's already like, this is gonna be good. And then it was just gonna get better, you know?
Where were you during all this?
I was down by the start watching. And I knew Russ. I crashed his jet ski by accident. And then Johnny told me not to tell him, so I didn't. And then he found out, I'm like, great, I'm a liar now.
Supercross is so well known for. So you've got Hicks in the lead, red and white. That's Wageman in second place, and now back in third. You've got number 10 on a Suzuki.
Yeah, as a rider, being down by the start, watch Hicks just bash his head.
The starting line for the third quarter.
I haven't seen my heat.
This race
I always just see the main.
be a sneak preview of what the main event is going
Way to give it away, Greg Barbacovi. I thought we were live.
Ricky Johnson in the same grid. We're going to have a start any second right now. The gate ball back. Here we go.
Yeah, I didn't even, that was like a flawless start. So I'm pretty pumped right here thinking, well, cool. And I set up, I think I'm going to do the triple, and then Rick's there, and I'm like, shit. And there goes that. I was thinking more about the triple and thinking he was just going to let me.
Had you done the triple yet?
No.
You're just gonna go for it on the first lap?
Yeah. I don't remember if I did it in practice, but I don't think so. And even if I did, I was scared to death to do it. I knew I could jump that too, but he was in front of me, and I figured out. We're still figuring the track out right here. I mean, we haven't seen it since earlier, and they've had four-wheelers and off-road cars and messed with it maybe a little bit, and moved hay bales around to set it back up for us, so stuff's narrower and weird. So I remember this. I remember being right behind him going, if he goes for it, I'm going for it. And I was in the air, I could hear the crowd and the whole area just freak. I'm like, yeah, I know. This is pretty bitchy. So I remember at this point being able to just, without much effort, just stay right behind him. So I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, Rick's a fighter for sure. I can't count him out. But what I got to be concerned about is I got to ride my best and make sure I got enough speed to beat Ward. I didn't expect him to blow it like that. I was just like, okay, cool. I didn't really want to show him any of my lines because I doubled that. He had.
Yeah. Did you want to let him back by?
No, I figured.
Dude, what is with the mechanics area?
I know. I figured I'd just. That was sweet.
the event right now, and look at the way that Johnson came very close to getting
Ballsy.
the inside line.
Do you see how I like went to him a little bit? Like maybe I was gonna block the inside and
Yeah.
then went wide, did it anyway.
Outside burst.
So
Maintain full speed.
I felt like the pace I had was really easy,
Watch out, there's a couple of laps
and I didn't want to show off too much.
clean cut of the
I didn't want to show Ward too much.
away quickly.
So I wasn't really thinking about Rick.
Now back
I was feeling like I'm the guy, because in testing I had been. He was sick and stuff, and he didn't get the run up to Anaheim I felt like I did. So right here I'm feeling like this is mine to lose, but Ward's going to be tough.
by David Bailey, number 6 over number 5, Ricky Johnson. Let's go down to the winner's
Our first ride as a teammates, I kind of wanted to be like, hey,
Yeah.
it's in the books. And he was just like, well,
He went right back to the pits.
yeah.
Ricky Johnson. Well, we could watch each other's lines a little bit. Of course, I had the advantage of being behind him a little bit and seeing some of the things he was doing and try and find a few things that I did better. And then I got by him, and then he was studying my lines, and I noticed the places I was catching up to him before. He was right on my tail, so he picked up on a few of my lines, and I think we helped each other a little bit. Just hopefully, these other guys are going to go out there and find any lines too fast.
You guys feel that the Team Honda is the fastest team tonight?
I sure hope so. You never can tell until the race. I know there's been times when Honda has won every single heat race, and it's just looking good. Everyone's got smiles in the main event. You know, we all have bad luck, and Kawasaki or something wins the final. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed.
Hey, best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Greg.
Only the top 4 transfer directly to the main.
Yeah,
So,
that gear was pretty new. I wore it the year before briefly.
Rose Bowl, right?
So I just finished my heat. I'm standing behind the starting line watching this.
Welcome back, Meta. I know it's been difficult lately. With Rosetta, things only get worse. Did you know they've been using deviations to experiment on metahumans for decades? They'd brainwash them, slowly turning them into obedient followers and willing test subjects. Over time, even their memories were erased. I was lucky. Victor protected me. His kindness turned out to be both a blessing and a curse. See, I remember everything. Which means I remember that it was my inability to control my powers that led to my parents dying. And I remember the countless experiments, too. The excruciating pain. The nightmares used to form a knot in my heart. I prayed countless times to forget. But I couldn't. But now I'm glad that I remember. These painful memories are no longer a burden, but a source of inner strength. I was finally able to make that breakthrough because of you. You showed me the true power of the Mayflies, and my own worth. I'm still not ready to enter the real world, Meta.
Is someone there?